Hello there, I'm Alexander and this is the Italian Screenwriter. What is a plot twist? Can there be a definition of what a plot twist is? Finding a precise and universal definition for what is a plot twist is quite a daunting and complex mission. According to the Oxford English Dictionary, a plot twist is an unexpected turn of events in a work of fiction. In Filmmaker's Dictionary by Ralph Stewart Singleton and James Conrad, a plot twist is a literary technique that introduces a radical change in the direction or expected outcome of the plot in a work of fiction. However, we feel these definitions to be incomplete. When do they happen in the story? What aspects of the story do they touch? How do they occur? Is it simply a surprise effect in a scene, or there's more to it?
I got a bad feeling about this.
First off, a plot twist does not necessarily have to occur through an event and through what is defined as action in a screenplay, but it can also happen through dialogue. An example of this is the plot twist found in the third act of Star Wars, Episode 5, The Empire Strikes Back.
Obi-Wan never told you what happened to your father.
He told me enough. He told me you killed him.
No, I am your father.
The dialogue not only overturns the plot of the film and its sequel, Star Wars Episode 6, but also the entire plot that precedes that plot twist within the film itself and the plot of the previous film, Star Wars Episode 4. Another potential problem with those definitions is the fact that it refers to how the plot twist changes the course of action, but does not mention how it can disrupt the course of the entirety of the plot and story. An action can be referred to or confined within a scene, or at most, a sequence, whereas a plot is constructed around the succession of multiple and diverse actions. For these reasons, it's important to focus on the literary definition of plot twist. The word plot helps us understand that it refers to the entire story and not just the action within it. And the word twist, which can be referred as distortion, rotation, or reversal, helps us guess the effect that this principle has on the story. Unfortunately, the literal translation is not enough, although it does take us a step forward in our understanding of it. It is important to define precisely what a story is, and it is equally essential to find a definition that transcends the medium within which a story is told, because it is the story and not the medium, whatever it may be, whether television, film, theater, or novels, that fully applies the principle of the plot twist. A comprehensive and transmedial definition that can be crucial is found in the manual Storynomics by Robert McKee and Thomas Gerace. A dynamic escalation of conflict-driven events that cause meaningful change in a character's life.
Oh, I get it. It's very clever. Thank you.
The key word here is conflict. This is a further deepening of the previously seen definition because it's not just about events now, but about events driven by the conflict within the story. It's precisely the conflict that undergoes the greatest amount of distortion or reversal compared to other elements of the plot, such as action, characters, or dialogue.
Well, you're obviously not a policeman, so who are you and why are you following me?
Sorry, I don't know what you're talking about.
Don't piss me about. Who the fuck are you?
After establishing the importance of going beyond the basic definitions of plot twists, it becomes crucial to explore other formulas and definitions that emerge from manuals and specialized publications in the art of screenwriting. The first definition is provided by Studio Binder. A plot twist is a deviation from an expected story beat. Plot twists can take place at any time in a story, but they're most commonly associated with endings. Writers frequently use plot twists to add nuance, shock, and surprise to formulaic narratives. The second formula is not precisely a definition, but rather a reference to the plot twist in the analysis of the screenplay plan in the film Casablanca by John Truby in his manual, The Anatomy of Story. The advantage of having such a late plan is that the plot twists, reveals near the end, are rapid and breathtaking.
But why my name, Richard?
Because you're getting on that plane.
I don't understand. What about you?
I'm staying here with him till the plane gets safely away.
The third definition comes from the same manual by Truby, and also is a reference to the plot twist and its use within what he defines as reveal plots, which are plots that involve the use of this principle. Truby seems to take for granted that the reader is already familiar with this principle, or he simply does not bother to provide a definition. But through this reference, we can understand the impact he believes this principle has on the story and the characters that live it. The key technique of the reveals plot is that the hero is familiar with the opponent, but a great deal about them is hidden from the hero and the audience. The fourth formula comes from the publication Creating Character Arcs, a manual by K.M. Whalen. Sometimes this revelation will be a plot twist, but often it will be nothing more than a sudden and full understanding of the protagonist's lie-empowered weakness. It's this new information, as much as anything, that lays your protagonist open for the final blow. He's so stunned, he can't even fight back.
When I said I would never leave you.
And you never will.
It is already possible to infer how these four passages, although very different from each other, tend to aim to the same goal. However, it is important to address one last definition, which, in addition to giving us further points to consider, is also formulated by someone who is neither a scholar nor a professor, nor even a human being. This last definition is developed by AI, specifically ChatGPT-4. A plot twist in a movie is a sudden, unexpected change in the storyline that catches the audience off guard. This narrative device is used to alter the direction or outcome of the plot, often in a dramatic or surprising way. It challenges the viewer's expectations, creating a new perspective on the story or characters. Plot twists can occur at any moment in a movie, but they are frequently used near the climax or ending to create a memorable impact. Their effectiveness lies in their ability to shock or surprise the audience, often leading to a deeper engagement with the story.
Don't do that.
With what seems to be the most comprehensive definition among the five, we can find concepts that refer to the points offered by the previous authors. We can see how some keywords are recurring and help us frame more precisely what a plot twist is. The terms and concepts most frequently found within these passages are the following: ending, surprise, revelation, hidden information, new information, shock effect, plot direction change, reversal, memorable impact. The concept around which most of these keywords revolve is the surprise effect given by the revelation of new, previously hidden information, which provides a sense of shock and memorable impact to the viewer and reader. The surprise effect as conflict, according to Alexander McKendrick, is deeply tied to the concept of dramatic tension, and is one of the ways in which a screenwriter or writer can make the viewer or reader feel a sense of tension through their story. Tension, according to Robert McKee, can be produced through the following three different narrative techniques: dramatic irony, suspense, and mystery.
Are you sure this isn't a test?
No, this is not a test.
What separates these narrative techniques from each other is the amount of information that the reader-viewer possesses in relation to the amount of information one or more characters within the scene have. To better understand this, it is useful to use the classic example of the bomb under the table, an example used by Hitchcock to illustrate the difference between surprise and suspense. There are two characters, character A and character B, who are sitting across from each other at a table, chit-chatting, and under this table a bomb is tied, which, if it explodes, would kill them both. The third narrative technique, most relevant to this video essay, as the previous definitions often refer to the shock and surprise effect the audience feels when the plot twist occurs, is mystery, where the viewer-reader has less information than one or more characters within the scene. In this example of the bomb under the table, the viewer does not expect the bomb to explode at the end of the scene, while one or both characters do, as a gap between expectation and outcome opens up, causing a shock effect and a sense of plot reversal in the scene. Wanting to satisfy their curiosity, the audience quickly reviews the story they have seen up to that point, searching for answers. And with this new information obtained, the entire scene or story takes on a different, possibly deeper meaning.
I once committed a grave error in having a bomb from which I'd extracted a great deal of suspense. And I had the thing go off, which I should never have done.
While McKee refers to a scene or sequence, in our case, it applies to the entire screenplay, to the story as a whole, and seems to be positioned within the timeline towards the end. To understand where this event is positioned within the timeline, I took 3 very different films as examples. Star Wars Episode 5, The Empire Strikes Back. The second one is Fight Club by David Fincher, instant cult classic thanks to his plot twist.
Say it. Because we're the same person.
The third film is Following by Christopher Nolan.
He's gonna deal with it himself. Meaning he took the bait and he's hooked.
In all 3 of these examples, the plot twist occurs in the final third of the timeline. Perfect alignment with the previously analyzed formulas. This observation paves the way for deeper reflection, transcending canonical definitions and delving into a more complex dimension of narrative. What unites the plot twists in these examples does not lie simply in their chronological position within the plot, but rather in the way they interact with the concept of conflict, an element not yet explored by standard definitions of plot twist, but connected with the previously mentioned definition of story. In each of the narratives used as examples, the plot twist does not act as a simple tool for resolution or complication of the plot. Instead, it introduces new information that, although hidden from the audience until that moment, does not serve as a deus ex machina to resolve the ongoing conflicts. These plot twists amplify existing conflict, adding layers of complexity to both the external and internal dilemmas of the characters. This dynamic reveals a subtle yet significant distinction in the function of a plot twist. Rather than serving as a simple narrative device to surprise the viewer or artificially resolve plot tensions, it works as a catalyst that deepens and reworks the conflict. This deepening not only enriches the plot, but also contributes to greater empathy and emotional engagement from the audience, who face characters whose challenges, complex and multi-layered, reflect the conflictual nature of human existence. This way, the plot twist transcends its function of surprise to obtain a more substantial role in the construction of the narrative fabric and the psychological and transformative portrayal of the characters.
You followed me.
He followed you and realized you were just this sad little fucker waiting to be used.
In light of what has been analyzed and explored, it's important to draw a conclusion and provide a definition for the concept of plot twist. A plot twist is an unexpected revelation scene that changes the storyline near the climax or ending, used to give information previously hidden that alters and overturns the direction or outcome of the entire plot. It leads to a deeper engagement with the story and increases the conflict exponentially for the characters. This definition emphasizes not only the element of surprise and narrative shift, but also the importance of the plot twist in deeply engaging the audience. It becomes a mechanism to increase conflict and enrich the emotional experience of the reader or viewer. Through the skillful use of unexpected revelations, it's possible to challenge expectations and predictions, creating moments of intense surprise, reflection, and emotional resonance. The ability of a plot twist to overturn the entire course of the narrative highlights its crucial role in the structure of a well-constructed story. An effective plot twist is therefore not a simple narrative trick, but an integrated element that logically emerges from the development of the characters and the plot, revealing new dimensions and layers of the story and conflict.